Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Putri Emilia Farana binti Muhammad Farid. So today we are going to present about industry relations and trade union. So let's take a look at the introductions. HSBC Bank Malaysia Berhad is one of the largest and most well-known financial institutions in Malaysia. HSBC was established in Malaysia in 1884, making it one of the earliest foreign banks to operate here. It is part of the HSBC Group, a leading global bank organization headquartered in London. The bank offers a wide range of services, including personal banking, commercial banking, wealth management, and also global markets. It serves millions of customers from individuals to large corporations, focusing on trust, innovation, and also customer certifications. HSBC's success depends on strong teamwork and effective employee management. In the banking industry, employees play a crucial role because they deal directly with customers and represent the bank image. Therefore, maintaining positive industrial relations between management and employee is essential. However, conflict can occur when employees feel their rights are being ignored or when management fails to address workplace issues fairly. The third point is HSBC has faced challenges in maintaining harmonious relations with its employees and trade unions. Although the bank emphasizes professionalism and ethic values, misunderstanding and disagreement can still happen, especially regarding issues like workload, job pressure, and disciplinary actions. This is why trade unions like NUB or National Union of Bank Employees exist to protect employees' rights and to ensure fairness in employees relationship. And the last point is industry relations in the large organizations like HSBC can be complex and sensitive because the bank has thousands of employees nationwide. Even a small issue can quickly escalate if not managed properly. This case involving HSBC and NUBE shows how important it is for both parties to respect each other's rights and responsibility under the Industrial Relations Act 1967. And now, let's take a look at National Union of Bank Employees or NUB. NUB is the official trade union representing banking employees in Malaysia. It was established to promote fairness, justice, and equity in the banking industry. NUB represents workers in negotiations with banks regarding salary, benefit, working conditions, and disciplinary actions. The union acts as a collective voice for employees who might otherwise be afraid to speak out against unfair treatment. NUB's main mission is to protect and promote employees' welfare and rights. It ensures that employees are treated fairly and according to labor law. If any dispute arises, NUB provides legal and professional support to its members. The union also engages in collective bargaining, meaning it negotiates with the employer on behalf of all its members to achieve better terms and conditions of employment. NUB also encourages open dialogue and peaceful resolutions of dispute. The union does not exist to fight with employees, but to create balance and understanding. It helps to maintain industrial peace by addressing problems before they become serious. However, when employers act unfairly, such as through wrongful dismissal or discriminations, NUB will defend its member rights through legal actions, as in this case with HSBC. The relationship between NUB and HSBC has not always been smooth. In several cases, NUB accused HSBC of mistreating union members and violating labor law. The case we are discussing today highlights the conflict between employer authorities and employee freedom, especially when it comes to expressing opinion or joining union's activity. And now, let's take a look at industry dispute or issues. The dispute arose when a HSBC employee who was also a member of NUB participated in union activity and protests. The employee joined peaceful demonstrations and online campaigns to support NUB's ongoing dispute with HSBC. These activities were organized to raise awareness about unfair treatments of bank employees and to demand better working conditions. His actions were lawful under the Industrial Relations Act 1967, which protects union members who participate in legitimate union activity. Third one is the employee also made critical statement about HSBC on social media. He expressed his dissatisfactions with the bank by using strong words and hashtags such as hashtag HSBC liar. His post criticized the management for being dishonest and unfair to an employee. While he did not reveal confidential information, HSBC viewed these comments as offensive and damaging to the bank's reputations. The bank then decided to take disciplinary actions against them. HSBC accused the employee of misconduct and terminated his employment. The management believed that his social media actions were unprofessional and violated company policies. They claimed that as a representative of the bank, he should have maintained the organization's reputations. Therefore, they consider his online criticism as a serious disciplinary issue and dismiss him. Newt defined the employee, arguing his actions were protected under trade union rights. Newt stated that the employee's statements were not personal attack, but rather part of legitimate union activity to express worker dissatisfactions. According to Industrial Relations Act 1967, no employee can be punished for participating in lawful actions, union actions. Newt brought the case to the industry court seeking justice for the dismissed employee. The industry court examined both sides carefully. The court considered whether the employee actions truly harms the bank reputations or whether they were reasonable expressions or frustrations. The court noted that freedom of expression is allowed, especially within the context of trade union activities. After evaluating all evidence, the court found that HSBC had overreacted and violated the employer's right. The industry court ruled the dismissal was without just cause of excuse. The court concluded that the employer was exercising his lawful right as a union member and that his actions did not justify terminations. Therefore, the dismissal was unfair and unlawful. The decision reinforced that the idea that employer must respect union rights and cannot dismiss employer for speaking out in a legitimate manner. And the last point is, the case set an important example for all employers in Malaysia. It highlights that workers have the right to participate in union activity without fear of losing their job. The ruling also reminds employees that disciplines must be based on fairness and legal grounds, not personal or emotional reactions to criticism. That's all for me. I will pass this presentation to my next partner. Thank you.
My name is Nur Shasa Inshira and I will continue the presentation and I will explain to you about the details of involvement and process involved. So let's get through the details of involvement. There are 3 of them. And the first one is employee's role. The employees was a union representative of NUBE and actively involved in union activities. And the second one is action taken. Participated in picketing and public protests regarding unresolved dispute between NUBE and HSBC. Protest critical public statements and social media content including the hashtag HSBC liar. All action were carried out as a part of lawful trade union activities. And the third one, employees respond. HSBC viewed the employee statement as misconduct and damaging to the company reputation. Disciplinary action was taken and the employee was eventually dismissed. And the next one, there are 6 processes involved in these situations. The first one is internal investigation by employer. HSBC conducted an internal inquiry and concluded that the employee's behavior amounted to misconduct. And number 2 is dismissal. The employee received a dismissal letter on the grounds of making harmful statement against the bank. And the third one is union intervention. NUBE defended the employee and brought the issue to the Industrial Relations Department for resolution. And the fourth, referral to the Industrial Court. Since the dispute was not settled at the early stage, the case was referred to the Industrial Court. And the second last, Industrial Court hearing. And the last one is court decision. The court ruled that the dismissal was without just cause or excuse, as the employee was protected under the Industrial Relations Act 1967.
So I'll be explaining about the settlement. So the industrial court eventually ruled in favor of the employee and NUBE. The court decided that the employee's participation in the union-led industrial action, including making critical public statements during a trade dispute, was protected under the Industrial Relations Act 1967. So because of that, HSBC could not lawfully terminate or discipline the employee for actions carried out in their capacity as a union representative. As a result, the settlement emphasized that the dismissal was without just cause or excuse, and the bank was required to provide an appropriate remedy. Usually, this remedy may include reinstatement or compensation in lieu of reinstatement, depending on the circumstances. The key outcome was that the employee's rights as a union member were upheld, and the employer was reminded that lawful union activities cannot be punished even if the statements were made harsh or critical. So lastly is the conclusion. So in conclusion, the HSBC NUBE case highlights the importance of respecting employees' rights to participate in legitimate union activities. It demonstrates that industrial actions, including protests and strong public statements, are protected when carried out within the boundaries of the law. The decision also reinforces the principle that employers must handle industrial disputes ethically and avoid taking punitive action against employees who act in their capacity as union representatives. Overall, the case serves as a reminder that a healthy industrial relationship requires mutual respect, fairness, and adherence to legal guidelines, ensuring that both the organization and its employees can resolve conflicts in a just and constructive manner. Thank you.